Hello, and today we're going to be taking a look at a scenario where civilization starts over. This is episode 2. Um, if you haven't seen the last episode, go see it because, that was the start of humanity. So it's pretty important. But yeah, I guess we can get right into it. And we're going through kind of a more tribal era again, and actually these two countries up here, these two Tunis countries, they do not like each other, and they are going to go ahead and pretty much go to a war, and it's pretty much just take whatever land you can get. If I had to pick a stronger one, I'd say it's probably this green one. But they are pretty evenly matched, and it's very back and forth. The purple country has a lot of success, and then it gets pushed back, and it's very back and forth. This war lasts quite a bit, and eventually these tribes will start to re-inhabit the area, and more people will start to join the tribes, and the tribes will actually attempt to get rid of this government, and they have taken over or retaken all this land, and this purple country is able to sweep back in very slowly because they're very weak, and eventually the tribes just start to go right through them as well, and their country will ultimately collapse and be re-inhabited by tribes. And this is also what happens up here. And so the tribes have retaken Tunisia. Now we can take a look at some exploration up here, where both these countries, or all of these countries and tribes, are exploring, and this orange country is going to go ahead and waste no time. They will go along the coast over here, meeting up with this tribe, and they're just going to go straight down and pretty much just claim all this land, eventually filling it in. They then try to cut down here to this area, and they're doing a lot of expansion, and basically all these countries are going to basically combine together into a force to try and push these guys back, and they will they phrase it as borrowing, but essentially they'll take the tribe's land, and they'll let the tribes exist, but just, not on your own, and, that's kind of our land now. And these guys are immediately going to start going up the coast, and they are trying to just get rid of the government. Remember, this is the son of the king that was down here, but actually it's maybe the son of the son that went up here, maybe. I don't know how much time has passed, but these guys are going to have some great success, and they are going to be able to dispose of that king, and with it goes all his friends and stuff, and now that country is gone, and but this country is going to collapse, and we see the area re-inhabited by tribes. And I guess what I'm really trying to get at here is we're going through another tribal era, and so there's no more countries. It's all just tribes, and without fighting each other, they're going to start to explore. Actually, it's going to be a little bit hard here because, there's this thing called mountains, but they're going to go up the coast, and they're gonna go around this little bay over here, and then they're gonna go along this coast, and they're just kind of gonna go around the mountains, and it's hard. I think this is around where the mountains are. I think it might be kind of like over here, but like they kind of know that it's just mountains here, but I'm gonna leave it blank because it better shows. And these people are just gonna go ahead and they're gonna go up here to Brittany, and they're now gonna go towards Normandy, but they're gonna stop, and now they're gonna go along this coast, but they reach the Alps, which are right here, so they don't go much farther, and they start to just inhabit most of France, and looks something like this. They also discover these 3 islands as they develop better naval travel, and you know, I mean, there's probably trading with like neighboring tribes. I don't know exactly what they'd be trading, but I'm sure they're maybe tools. Probably they're probably trading tools. They probably have some kind of currency. But the Tunisians are going to go ahead and seek out land in Libya, and they're going to move over, and they're going to take a bunch of land. Well, not take it, but explore a bunch of land, and they're going to reach over here to Egypt. And these tribes are going very far, and, well, actually it's developing into new tribes. Also, I don't have rivers on this map, but they are going towards the Nile, because, you know, that's good land. And they're going over here to Egypt. They've reached the Sinai Peninsula. They're also going down the coast. And now they have explored pretty much the entire Sinai Peninsula. And they have gone up into Israel and Palestine, and now down to Saudi Arabia, sticking to the coast. But they're noticing it's getting better for farmland, and they are going to just kind of go right for it. And there's a lot of good farmland over here, and a lot of, you know, stuff that's gonna help with farming and that. Yeah, I don't really know what to say, but now let's go ahead and take a look at the tribes in each of these areas. And these are how these tribes are looking. And I do want to clarify, tribes, I guess, are a little bit different than they are in real life in here. They're it's really just like different civilizations, but they're like just not completely developed yet. So it's like they're, I don't really know how to describe it, but yeah, they have, because like actual tribes are probably be a lot more, they'd be a lot smaller, but these are more like groups of tribes, I guess, that make up like a civilization. But yeah, so there's a lot of tribes, and well, they've explored a good portion of the world, and yeah, Africa is still very tribal, but this Mesopotamian tribe is well, it's definitely growing, because, you know, there's a lot of food, and you know, because of farming and stuff, and so, you know, this is good land to be in. A lot of people are, you know, migrating over here, and they kind of like branched off in a few different areas, hoping to just kind of find something. They did find the Persian Gulf, and down here it's getting a lot hotter, so they're gonna stop going that way, and they're just gonna focus in, and more food equals more people, and more people equals more explorers and conquerors, and so this is becoming fairly large, and this is the biggest tribe, and actually at this point I don't want to just have it like this. It is probably 2 different tribes. That I'm gonna fix these borders. So it's about 2 different tribes, and so probably something like this. And but there's a group that wants to make this an empire. This group is over here, and they are pretty much gonna form a city, and they're gonna make that city a capital, and this group of people is going to start to basically move the tribes out of these areas and basically say, hey, this is ours now. And these guys are developing I don't know, they have tools, and they're getting conquerors. I don't know what I was trying to say, but basically they're just very expansionist, and they're going to try and pretty much eradicate this tribe. That is what they want to do. They want to turn it into a more civilized group of people, and they are going to eradicate the tribe, and then they're going to start to move over, and they're going to start taking a lot of land from this tribe, and it's really not very good. They're just taking massive amounts of land. Now it's pushed all the way down here and will merge with this tribe, and this now empire has grown very much, and they want to basically show their dominance to everyone. And there's tales of a big lake over here, or sea or something, a big body of water, and they're gonna meet up with it. No, they don't go that far, but the rumor, well, it's not a rumor, but the myth was indeed true, and they will reach over and begin to conquer the land around it. And this country is growing very large. They are, very expansionist. They now are moving down the coast at rapid speed. And, their goal is to kind of get rid of tribes and, turn them into, once again, a civilized group of people. And they're exploring and they're conquering. There's nothing else. And, it's getting hotter down here, but, that's not a problem for them. It's only for the explorers. And, they don't care about them. They don't care about their conditions. They just care about expansion. And, they're doing a lot of it. They are by far the biggest country, or the biggest civilization. And they have now just met up with the Black Sea. And I know it's kind of unrealistic for them to just know where these seas are, but we'll just say that, some people probably just, went out and just, went up here. They're like, hey, there's a sea, and then a myth kind of just spread, and then it spread to the explorers, and, since they went up there, there really was one, and something like that. And, these guys are exploring a bunch of Anatolia, and they have reached up to the Black Sea now, and are now sending pretty much all their explorers over to Anatolia. They have nothing in mind but conquering this region. Oh, no, not that. And, well, that is pretty much what's happening. They have conquered all of Anatolia, and, they're just getting extremely large. But we now see a rebellion, as the people over here say, basically, we don't like tribes either, but we want to be free. We want to form our own empire. And they're going to be over here, and it's going to spread really fast. The word of a free Anatolia is very popular over here. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Is it Anatolia? Anatolia? Maybe? Sorry if I'm not pronouncing it right. But the word is spreading very fast, and it's going very badly for this empire. And there will be a march down here. Well, I don't know if it'd really be a march, but a bunch of these troops are going to go down and basically try to kill the king. And, well, that doesn't go too good. And seems they got a little bit greedy. And, yeah, they will eventually settle down because both of them lack the resources to expand up here. But this is officially set up as a country which needs a city and all that, so let me do that. And these guys do indeed have a capital, and this video is getting very long. I didn't mean for it to get that long, but the idea of a less tribes and more of a empire is building up over here, and we see a huge, well, I don't know if I'd call it huge, but a rebellion. This might not be the best color to use, but I like this color, so these guys are going to rebel and just basically knock out this tribe, and basically replace it with themselves. And once again, needs a city. City's gonna be here. Capital is gonna be that city. And these guys are now going to go ahead and rampage through this tribe, and then up into this one. And it is brutal. They're now going down here, and they've even crossed this mountain range, now exploring it, and have just knocked out all of these tribes. And they have definitely put it out there. You are not welcome here if you are a tribal person, or if you are in a tribe. And they're going to go ahead and explore Normandy, and they're going to go upward. They're going to go up to the Netherlands, and they're going to explore it. They're going to go towards Germany, and they're going to start to massively, and I mean massively explore. They're turning a very, very large percent of their population into explorers, and it's very pushed. And they are going to go ahead and start to expand. But there is one problem. These explorers have already formed a new country. And they have formed a big country. And they do not like this country because they didn't want to be explorers, but they were forced to. And they will go ahead and take over all this Normandy area. And battle has started, as now this population will begin to, the Emperor will begin to force all these explorers he has to become warriors and fight for his country. And well, these warriors will go out, and the first one will lead a, well, not the first one. Many will lead a massive attack over here with their armies, and another attack over here, and very quickly they will retake this Normandy area, and they will begin to, why is it so laggy? I don't know why. They will begin to take over a massive amount. Hold on, let me get this unlaggy. As soon as I stopped the recording, it got unlaggy, but they're gonna go out and pretty much destroy this country. They feel very bad for doing it, but they're literally forced. Like, it's this or death. And they will go ahead and take over all this area. They'll meet a bunch of resistance over here, but they will take out the king, and with it the rest will fall. And it's laggy again, but I can get rid of this capital, and there we go. This French country is now getting pretty big. Not as big as this one. Why is it so laggy? Okay, so the French are now going to go ahead and attempt to eradicate this tribe, and they will do just that. Yeah, these tribes are starting to get what's happening, and they're actually kind of starting to combine. So we actually see, it's laggy again. We actually see one unionized, I'm going to change that color slightly. I'm going to change it to this. You still can't really see this. I'm going to make this like that. Okay, but I think that's good. But yeah, these tribes are starting to unionize, and these two have, these two down here, honestly, they could probably exist down here, but they are actually going to unionize, and these Spanish tribes are going to unionize as well as these Libyans and Egyptians, and this one is on their own, but tribes are starting to actually kind of unite. And yeah, this is the last event of the video, but the French are going to cross the Alps, and they're going to explore down here into the Italian peninsula, and they're going to just keep going till they reach the bottom. And these people are actually going to form a new country, and I think that's Rome. It looks right. And this is going to, I know I'm copying off of real life a little bit, but this is going to be called Rome. And, well, their capital's in Rome, so that makes sense. But yeah, so this is actually going to do it for today's video. I meant to make it a little bit shorter. Well, I mean, I would like it this length, but I wanted to do more with this video. I wanted to have it a little longer. I'm not really sure where to go from here, so I can't talk. Let me know in the comments what you think should happen next, and maybe I'll make it happen. We'll see. But yeah, so thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.